Welcome back, everybody. You're watching Sport Federation TV. In studio with me now, Warren Manshon, the Vice President of Western Cape Baseball. And our Western Cape Baseball side recently went to the South African National Baseball Championships in Boksburg. It was, of course, an inland opportunity where Gauteng province was able to host the South African Baseball Championships. This, of course, after it was hosted here in the Western Cape last year. Warren, let's talk a little bit about the teams. You guys went, we've just spoken about all this preparation, a year long of preparation. Yeah. You had all these participants from the Western Cape, in fact, over the last year competing in world championships.
Correct.
And then, of course, they went back to their clubs and they started
all over again.
It all started all over again.
Yeah.
How much, and at which stage did you move from there, moving into that you now knew, okay, it's time to get ready for the South African Championships?
Yeah, so normally Western Cape Baseball Federation normally earmarks the period just after we come back from the December holidays, basically.
Right.
That is normally the period, which
training?
Which gives us around 12 weeks, basically, preparation.
Yeah. What does that mean when you talk about preparation? What do you guys have to do? Do you have to run around the mountain, or is it fitness?
So what we like to have in place by that time is obviously the squads basically has been identified, and those players then get called it a camp, if we can call that.
Yeah.
It's not a camp, but for lack of a better word, we'll call it a camp.
Yeah.
And we will then start with our preparation on a Sunday, and in many cases on a Wednesday evening as well.
Yeah.
And we will then try to get in as around, say, 16 to 18 training sessions in preparation for...
So do the kids then, moms and dads, drop the kids off?
Yeah, moms and dads, we're fortunate in that sense that, there's huge support from the parent base.
Yeah.
And that cannot be taken lightly, if I can put it that way.
Yeah.
We've got kids traveling from all over, coming down to a training session, and obviously the federation is appreciative of that.
Yeah.
And it makes the job of the coaches so much easier.
But you've also got athletes in different regions, different clubs are all over the province.
Yeah.
Do you guys get to speak to the coaches while you're doing that? This is normal for sport, where you have this dialogue.
Almost like a hybrid.
How's my player doing?
Yeah, so it's almost like we call it a hybrid situation, obviously.
Yeah.
And yes, we do have players in the other districts, Cape Winelands, Eden, Beaufort West. And that for us is really, it's almost like watching a small plant bloom, if I can put it that way.
Yeah.
You identify these kids and they become the pioneers for those districts.
Yeah.
Because to them it's all brand new. In the metro in Cape Town, baseball's been around for a very, very, very long time. So there's a lot of new enthusiasm that goes with that within a district such as Beaufort West.
So tell me a little bit about the teams that went. You've got under 10s, under 12s?
Yeah, so from a federation point of view, we carry a under 12, under 15 and under 18 age group.
Under 12, under 15, under 18,
yeah. And the under 10 age group is seen as a friendship series, basically.
Okay.
And that is South African baseball, which allows for a competition for the peewees, basically.
It's not so serious.
Yeah.
You can just play and have fun.
Well, that's supposed to be the way it's supposed to be. Just play and have fun, but
it gets serious.
It gets serious.
It gets serious?
Yeah, it gets very serious.
I suppose that's
less
sport
said
is
about
always
that.
going to be competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But less said about that seriousness is that's a.
And do you have girls playing as well?
Yeah, so baseball is another change that has come about in baseball. That they've now got girls teams also participating in baseball, and I think if you look at the reverse code, our sister code, which is softball, there we have men playing softball. So it's almost like the one complementing the other one now, basically. So the space is getting bigger and bigger.
So there's a big drive for women's baseball as well.
Correct. So there's women's baseball that is, it's still the very early stages.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe medium term, 3 years.
Do you ever see girls playing against the boys and the boys?
Well, we saw that at the national tournament. Then.
Yeah.
Where there were actually girls teams entered in the
because I know that with the baseball fives, you guys now in fact have mixed gender sides.
Correct.
This is quite unique in sport.
Yeah, baseball fives. Funny enough that you mentioned that, JP, is probably also the fastest growing sport right now. Basically, one of the fastest growing sport. South Africa went to its first fives World Cup.
Yes.
And did exceptionally well.
Yeah.
So much so that I think currently they are ranked number 5 in the world.
Yeah.
Which is a big plus for baseball on a whole, basically, in the country. And it also just gives another avenue for an athlete that's in love with baseball to try something new, basically.
So let's get back to Boksburg. So you took up to the South African Championships, under 12s, under 15s, under 18s.
Yeah.
How did it go?
It went very well.
Yeah.
Because we went there as the defending champions in all 3 age groups.
Right.
So obviously we knew that we're going to be up against it. It's not going to be as easy. Last year was not our home tournament.
Ground, yeah.
So a lot of physical preparation, but also a lot of mental preparation.
Yeah.
Talking to the kids, making them understand the types of challenges that we could be facing. And true to word, I mean, it played itself out just the way we expected it to play itself out, and the guys did what they needed to do. And again, we came back as the defending champions for under 12, under 15, and under 18. So across the board, Western Cape took all the gold medals.
Yeah.
And that is again a testament to the preparation and work and the buy-in and the passion that the guys on the ground have for the code.
Yeah. So you got under 10s, under 12s, under 15s. Who was your Paul? Who was your toughest competition?
Gauteng.
Gauteng?
Yeah, Gauteng has always been our toughest competition.
Yeah.
KZN, unfortunately, they're going through a bit of a call it a downward turn at the moment in the baseball. But Gauteng right now is our fiercest competition.
I suppose it's also easy for home structures to travel and that big challenge for you guys as well, traveling that sort of distance. But you had the opportunity to have home ground last year.
Yeah, no, we did. So that goes with the territory, you know.
It goes with the territory.
Yeah. So we prepare for that. Yeah.
So you got junior teams now. I mean, across the country. Everybody, in fact, is now finished with the National Baseball Championships. Western Cape dominates in the junior divisions.
Yeah.
What comes next now for kids that have now wrapped up the South African Championships?
Well, JP, we're led to believe that there will be some preparation going forward. We're waiting notification from the South African.
You mentioned the elite training squads.
Yeah. So we wait those lists now, the names of those players to be put forward.
Right.
It will come out to the various federations, and then we will start up again.
Okay.
And we will put those boys into a program, boys and girls, and we will work with them. And at the end of the tunnel, we're hoping that there is some event, maybe at national level, that these guys will be then selected from, and they would go and represent the country.
So you almost consider this show like your off-season?
So in Western Cape,
in
Western Cape it is our off-season, but I think we need to understand that there's no such thing anymore as an off-season.
Right, 100%.
You know, we played sport all our lives, and we play one sport for 6 months and another code for another.
Yeah.
But I think now that we more and more on the international stage, it's not a 6 month. The playing could be the 6 month.
Yeah.
But the true hard work must be put in prior to when we get there.
Yeah, well, it's a good time also, I suppose, to fix your admin and your paperwork.
You hit the nail on the head. That is exactly the time. And this is my message has been that's exactly that to the different district heads and the district executives that, you know, it's not a time for us to be sitting back now.
Yeah.
Now it's a time for us to be doing more planning, do a bit of a SWOT analysis, see what's worked, what's not worked, what opportunities there are, and from a micro perspective, basically, you know, put a plan into place that we think will take us to another level come the new season, you know. So that's where we're at.
Well, why don't we leave it at that? I say again, congratulations on your performance. Western Cape Juniors really doing well there.
Thank you.
Winning the under 12s, under 15s, and under 18s.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what we would call a clean sweep.
Yep.
I know in baseball you guys have got all these terms, hit the ball out of the park, you've got all-arounders, we've got to get to first base. You know, there's so many. I think you guys have set the language a little bit. So yeah, congratulations. We can't wait to see what comes next. I know that baseball is really, really putting itself on the map, and yeah, we look to see lots of photographs and lots of videos, and can't wait to get you in again soon.
Thank you, JP.
Yeah.
Pleasure being here.
There we go.
Thank you very much.
There we go, folks. Western Cape Baseball in studio with us here, and wow, what a performance then, going to the South African National Baseball Championships, under 12s, under 15s, under 18s, and of course the under 10s with their Friendship Series, and making sure that they come back with a clean sweep. And that's pretty much what we've gotten used to with Western Cape, is our athletes doing so well, but we can't wait to see what comes next. In the world of baseball. They really are making a name for themselves, especially on the baseball fives front, which we'll be taking a closer look at quite soon, where the whole world is moving to play baseball fives. Folks, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll carry on talking about sport in the province. Don't go away.